Hello everyone and welcome to another Wine and Dollies. I decided to play some live music this time instead of editing in later, so we're gonna see how it goes. It's been a minute as usual. I will explain why it's been a minute since I posted Wine and Dollies, and let's get into it. So I compiled a list on my phone that you cannot see of what I should talk about so I don't get too off track. So as always, let's talk about some life stuff and then we'll get into the dolls. So number one, I was sick again. I've been pretty beat up really bad since I would say April, because I was sick with the pandemic virus. I'm not saying the name because I think you still get flagged for saying it. I recovered from that, and I would say it wasn't even that much longer. I got sick again. So it was like a good 2 months where I was just low-key sick. I was still, the second time I got sick, I was still doing my life, but I was just sick. And so I was not having a great time. I was a bit slowed down and more tired than normal. So I'm feeling good now. The only issue I have is my seasonal allergies, but take some medication and I'm good to go. So I'm very happy to be healthy again. Even with the last time I was sick on my Instagram, which I will put the name of it down below, I had to literally stop posting for 3 or 4 weeks because I was that sick and just feeling like trash. I missed a post for here because I post every 2 weeks, and I had to miss one because I was just too sick. So if you are not a subscriber, definitely subscribe for me so we can unlock the community tab and I can talk to you guys, tell you what's going down, and we can even talk about what you want to see in some videos, that type of thing. So that was that. Moving on. So I've been going on a self-discovery journey, I would say for about almost 6 months now. My journey is far from over, but on this journey I have discovered I have ADHD. So but it was great in a way because I started to understand myself a lot more. For example, if you have been following me for a long time back, and even if you haven't, if you look and you see my Doll North videos, I mentioned at least in 1 or 2 of them that I have really bad social anxiety and really bad anxiety in general. And ever since I realized that after my first adventure, I have been working on it ever since, but it was still kind of bad. And when I was diagnosed, I found out that my anxiety is linked to my ADHD, especially my social anxiety. So that was really good for me to know. So I was thinking, I'm putting in decent work. Why am I not seeing results? I've been doing the exercises I'm supposed to do, all of that. So now things are actually getting a bit better, actually. I won't go into super big detail, but things are good. And I'm part of a support group. I was put in a support group right away, and it was absolutely fantastic. All these women in this group are just like me, and it's just one of the most wonderful feelings in the world. It's just you can just be you. I find one thing that in our group that we talk about is masking, and for me at least, and a lot of other women too, from the group, you have to socially reserve yourself, because we can be too much too soon, and we can exhaust people, and we can become annoying and stuff like that. So like even like things when communicating, so I have to get coaching. I had to get coaching when I was young onto how to socialize, because socializing isn't really like a natural thing for me, and I'll talk a bit more about it in a different video. But I like to ask questions especially since I'm a curious person, and when I like you, I'm gonna ask questions. So I'll be like, what's your favorite color? Like, where are you from? What do you do with your hair? How many animals you have? Like things like that. But then some people think they feel like they're under interrogation, which is not my intent at all. So I have stopped doing that. I have not figured out when to ask questions, when to not. I'm still learning. Yeah, I have to learn over time, like, how to be a person. I've also been learning more. I'm not an expert at all on ADHD. I'm only an expert on my ADHD so far, because I know how I am. But I've been learning a lot. Like, it affects everyone differently. Like, I can read books, and I love reading. And I love writing. I do it all the time, as you could see from my photo stories, and I mention it all the time. But there's lots of women with ADHD who they can't read books, or they can't like write long paragraphs and stuff like that. So I think it's definitely just interesting for me to just learn about that. So I wanted to talk about it, how my ADHD affects me and the hobby. So number one is the wine and dollies. The reason why I don't post wine and dollies often is because of my ADHD. It's very difficult. I woke up at 6 a.m. today. It is now 12 o'clock, and I've been trying to make this video since 6 a.m. and I'm just doing it now. I get distracted. I really do. I woke up planning to do this whole video the day before I even started like writing things out, because that helps me a lot of what I'm gonna do. Then I got distracted by my dogs, my little angels. And then I started cleaning, and then I had to fight myself back, and I'm like, no, don't clean. We're on a mission here. Then I did my face. I actually did that. I went back and forth because I'm like, if I do my makeup, will I tire myself out and not even do it? And there's so many times I've done my makeup, like even just, this is just like a basic look. I didn't do anything fancy. And I tire myself out, and then I don't make the video. So I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going to tire myself out? So then that took me a while. Then I came into my craft room, and I had to clear spaces because for my last project, things were a bit of a mess. So I'm like, well, I can't do a video. I need to clean that first. And so I did that, and then I ended up being tired. So then I took a break for an hour and a half and was watching videos on YouTube. I almost went on TikTok, but I knew if I went on TikTok, that's the end. This video is not getting done at all. After that, I picked up one of my dolls for the many projects that I have started but not finished, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me. It might like bother other people, but it does not bother me. Like other people, as in if you're following me and you want to see a specific project or something, and I didn't finish it for the longest time, it might be frustrating, but for me, it doesn't bother me at all. It used to a lot when I was young, like a lot. But I just, especially when I got my diagnosis, it just doesn't bother me anymore. I know I'll get to it. I will eventually, but yeah. So anyways, I picked up one of my dolls who I needed to do some work on, and I was like, oh, you know what? I should finish that project now that I was supposed to do on this doll. So I've spent another 2 hours working on that doll. Still not done, but it's good enough where I'm like, okay, finally I can let myself do something else. Then I was like, oh, I made another mess because I was working on that doll. So I gotta clean it again. So this is what I mean. So I'm finally here and I'm finally making the video, and I even thought to myself, I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna get this video done today, because there's too many other things that keep calling my attention, but here we are. So now I'm gonna jump into the next topic. I've been going back and forth on if I should start my podcast again. I've been thinking about it for the past, like, a long time, actually. I've been thinking about it for, like, at least 6 months. And every time, sometimes I see things and I'm like, oh my god, that'd be a great thing. I want to talk on my podcast about it. But I have this stupid, like, anxious fear that's, like, okay, but if you post a random podcast, everyone's going to expect you to regularly post these podcasts. And yeah, I kind of psyched myself out. But I'm still on the fence about it. The reason I stopped doing them originally was, the reason I stopped doing it originally was just, life was just chaotic. Not in a bad way, like I was moving and just I had new jobs, like climbing the ladder to better jobs, and that was a lot. It was very taxing, and then trying to craft at the same time and then put in time to socialize, because I do put in a lot of time into the podcast that I made, like quite a bit. So I just didn't have time. I was too tired. I didn't have the time. So that's why I stopped them. Well, one of the reasons. And one of my number one complaints about my podcast was people didn't think the quality was good enough. And I usually, when I have a guest, I usually use like Instagram voice call for that. And if the person's like really far away from me, then sometimes it comes through staticky, or sometimes it pauses or whatever. And I try to edit it so it's not too bad, but that's what it is. When I'm on my own and I record like a podcast, I find that the quality is not bad at all. At least in my opinion, it's not that bad. So, but maybe if I do start doing it again, maybe it will just be me. So it's just, so the quality's better, or I'm just gonna have guests anyway, and who cares? Yeah, and another note too, like, with the quality issue is, I don't want to invest in anything, like any fancy mics or anything like that, or sometimes people pay into like premium, like top services so they can have guests on that and stuff. This is just a hobby, like I just do this for fun, so I don't really want to do a big investment into that. So I don't know, what do you guys think? If you have an opinion, let me know. I have quite a few more videos to make and edit. That's the hard part. Making is easy, editing is not. But hopefully I have a super late response video that hopefully is going to be out before this video, and if not, whatever. Whatever, it's more like a chit chat response video to something else I've seen. I might even do that one as like a podcast, because I'd be able to respond faster if it's not like an actual video. So yeah, so let's get into the doll stuff. I've talked enough about myself. I have been enjoying the summer, you know, walking my dogs, doing the normal summer things, and I can't wait to do more. I crafted some stuff and I bought a few things, nothing fancy. I got a bunch of USD clothes because I got a few more USD sized dolls and I needed clothes for them, so I got them. Now I'm looking to buy a bunch of shoes, so I'm thinking of doing Alice's collection. But if you know of any Etsy shops that you would recommend for shoes that ships to Canada. That's very important. That ships to Canada. If you know anyone on like Instagram, Etsy, eBay that you want to recommend that I check out, just let me know below. But I think so far I might start a cart on Alice's collections. Okay, so I might as well do the things I made first. So I made this chair. It's made out of craft sticks and like I don't even know what to call these decorations. I don't know. All I got was super inexpensive to make, and this can support an uncle-sized doll. That was the most important bit for me. Finding furniture for your larger dolls is very difficult, and when you do, the shipping is so expensive and all this stuff. So I was just like, you know what, let me just try making something. I need it. And then here it is. It's super cute. Flower power, baby. Look at it. I put the little petals there. I even put, this is supposed to be like vines on the side. And yeah, these are the legs. I'm gonna see if I could try to, there we go. It's focusing a bit better. This is it. So this one does not support uncle size dolls. This one only does 60 centimeters, and of course my MSDs can sit in it too, but yeah, I love this one. This is a bench. It might look just like a chair, but my intent was a bench. I think if I could go back in time, I would have made it longer so it's more bench-like. But I do like it. 2 SD, regular 60 centimeter SD dolls can sit on this. And the Uncle Boy, just one Uncle Boy, can sit on it. I could probably squeeze in an Uncle Boy and like a 60 centimeter doll onto it too if I really wanted, but I don't want to put too much weight. Oh my gosh, making this thing, because I specifically wanted to be able to support an uncle sized doll. The amount of times this thing broke in the creation process, and I had to start from scratch and do it again and tweak it so it could support the weight. Oh my gosh, guys. But it was worth it. It's so cute. I have like the little rose there. This is the back. This part here is not that cute. But I think the back looks really cute. This is supposed to be like vines going on with it. You don't see it as much in the front, but I was assuming like your dolls are sitting on it, so it's not that big of a deal. It's quite big. It can be for SD or MSD. Super pretty. I put these on by hand. I put every last pearl on by hand, and I put every last petal you see by hand. I'm trying to show how big this thing is. it's a decent size. And it took me a while to do it, but I had a great time. So one of the other things is too big for me to lift. So I made an uncle-sized bed, and you should see a video / pictures right here as I talk. It is completely can support uncle-sized boy. It can support an SD boy or girl with the uncle size, or it can do them single by themselves. It can hold multiple SD dolls on it, MSD, but like it kind of looks a little weird with an MSD, but it is good. That bed was very challenging to make as well, kind of like the bench. It did break on me once, and I had to reconstruct it, but so far right now it's so good, and it's all made out of craft sticks. So can you guess how many craft sticks I used to build that one? I picked this up from good old Walmart. My life as you already know, guys. I love this stuff because I know, like, proportion wise it doesn't seem like it's gonna work, but I'm gonna make it work, don't worry. But it's still unboxed. I'm not gonna use it just yet. I like the look of these. These I don't really care too much for, like this, but either I'll give it away eventually, or I don't know, I'll figure it out. And I do like this little shelf here, and I do have books, so I can put that in there. So that's going to be fantastic. Alright, so I'm going to show you some dolls. Alright, so first, since she's the closest, Haruka got a new body. I unfortunately, and I'm still waiting for some. I fell into the Dollies trap through like almost 3 years ago, and finally got 1 out of 2 of the dolls that I've ordered, and I just want to be done. I just want my dolls. I want it to be over. So I got one of the dolls specifically so she could get the body. I've been wanting to change her body for a very long time, and here it is. Like, it is so voluptuous. Look at the chest, holy moly. And like, look at this, look at this booty. Oh, you can't see it. Let me go to the other side. Look at that booty. Oh my gosh, guys. Do you see this? Whoo! She's thick. Oh my gosh. But yeah, she's rocking this dress. She's looking real good in it. And I'm loving her in this body.
Body crazy curvy wavy big titties little waist. Body crazy curvy wavy big titties little waist.
This is my dark chocolate resin So Me. I have one in normal skin, and I love the sculpt so much I wanted another one, so I got her. And her name is Wolfina. You guys will see her eventually in photo stories. And eventually I will also make a backstory video for her as well. This is Kovu. He will be in a future photo story sooner than later. I don't want to say too much about him because it's going to spoil the photo stories. But there he is. He's just dressed super casual right now. I'm going to redress him at one point, but right now he's dressed super casual, and I don't know about the wig. I might change the wig. I'm still on the fence about it. So this is the second head. You guys have probably seen a photo or two of him on Instagram already. I don't know. Anyways, he's not looking as cute in this video, but he photographs very well. This is the caramel head that I got from Little Rebel. Same sculpt as the one I just showed you, the Ethan. And he is a reshell for a character I had, I think back in 2016, 2017. It's Romero. So, Romero is Rosalina's twin brother. And he is a model, and he went away to Europe to model there, basically. And he came back home, so that is him. Nothing too fancy about him. Surprise! This is my second smart doll. Oh yes, I have one more head on the way, which I'll show you guys when she gets here. I got the Relentless head, and I have one more full doll I want, but who knows when that will be. I want the smart doll multiverse to toast and Coco skin, though, specifically Coco skin. She has not sold since like I think 2019 or 2020, and she has not been back. But on the website it doesn't say she's not coming back. It just said out of stock, so that means she can come back one day, and when she does, she's mine. I'm gonna do whatever I can in my power to get her, and I think that will be the end of my smart doll collection. Not that I don't like any, unless I see one of the new sculpts that I really like, but that's my only plan for them so far. She doesn't have a name yet. I've been doing kind of like theme names for my vinyl dolls. Their names are usually, other than Angel, their names are based around TV shows. So I don't know what I'm gonna name her yet. I'm gonna see what TV show I pull from. Last but not least, I've got this girl. She's a USD girl. She's wearing one of the outfits I bought for early in the video when I said I bought a bunch of USD clothes. She's wearing one of the outfits. She's not wearing her shoes. I don't really have any specific reason why. She's just not wearing her shoes right now. She is adorable. Let's see if we can get her better in frame. I'm gonna try to take some good photos in case that I can't get it going. I cannot get it going this time, guys. But she's absolutely gorgeous in person, and I love that she has these little 2 bite marks because she's a vampire there. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love her, and she will as well be in future photo stories. One doll who I had trouble figuring out it finally worked out. Ta-da! So this is my long soul, I forget. I think long soul Fang. He is cute. And I was having some trouble with him because he wasn't exactly what I expected. So the character I had in mind for him didn't work out. But when I got her, it went perfect. They're meant to be together. So I need to make All About the Vampires 2 video for you guys. If you haven't seen the first one, you can check it out. But basically, she is an immortal child, which is forbidden in vampire world. And in the photo stories, they explain it. I'm not there yet, but I will explain that, and I will explain in the video as well why that is not allowed. I haven't 100% thought about if she does age or not. There's a big rule that vampires cannot be children unless they're royal vampires because they're half human, but she was turned as a child, so she's kind of stuck, as you can tell. And this is basically in my first video. If you don't plan to watch it, I mentioned how in my story when vampires don't drink blood regularly, their skin turns. So that's her here. She is this color because she has not been drinking blood. Not enough blood to appear normal. And he attached himself to her and wanted to protect her because he didn't feel like it was right. Oh yeah, I don't know if I told you his name. His name's Ezekiel, and her name is Ezra. Or not Ezra, sorry. Her name is Azra. So Azra and Ezekiel. So he didn't want her to be killed because even though she's a vampire, he felt for her. And that contradicts in his life because he is part of a vampire hunting group. So he's got a lot of issues that way. She's kind of his little secret. It will be an issue in his future, and it will affect what's going to happen to my main characters in future seasons of my photo stories. So the last thing is pretty big, pretty heavy. It's another furniture thing. I didn't show you guys earlier because my dolls were sitting on it, so I've now moved them. Ugh. I found this at HomeSense, and it's fantastic. It can fit SD dolls. So I'm kind of, right now I'm using it as a couch. I might use it as like a fancy bed or something like that, or even like maybe a day bed. I don't know just yet. All I know is that I had to have it when I saw it, and I was in need of like another couch slash bed, so it just worked out perfectly because I needed it for a future photo story. And the only couches, I have a few couches, but they already have been assigned to certain characters in like their house, so I just need another one. Sometimes if it's a small short scene, I'll reuse couches, but yes. But I think that's it for furniture. I don't think I need anything else. I think that is it. Maybe another table, but I don't think it'll work unless it's one of those tables that, you know, where they fold in the middle so you can kind of put them away, or for moving it has that slit in the middle. I would have to have something like that so I can store it easy, because I would need it to be uncle slash SD sized, right? So I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, this video is long enough. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you in the next one.